The Elder Scrolls 6 keeps on getting more leaks addressing a fan favorite addition from The Witcher 3 to be added to Elder Scrolls 6, the highly controversial part of adding woke culture to the game, and much more. Welcome back, my fellow companions, into another video here on the channel. Just please, for a heads up, please take this as a grain of salt because these are not legit. So do not think I'm telling the truth here, we're just having a bit of fun. Have you subscribed yet? Get a move on and subscribe! Now we all know the Elder Scrolls 6 is destined to be a legendary game. But can it escape the same fate as Sony's $400 million failure, Concord? Concord is a game that got released in August last year, and it failed drastically due to its woke nature. Tamriel fans are skeptical and worried that the Elder Scrolls 6, when it does release, is going to follow the same path of a woke culture in the game. And with the Elder Scrolls 6 on the horizon, fans believe that the anti-woke crowd might cause issues for Bethesda. And if this game is a woke culture type game, I will probably be one of those people that's in the anti-woke crowd, but I do not think it will ruin my experience. It will just make me a bit more frustrated playing it because I don't want to experience these type of things. I love Elder Scrolls games, so I cannot wait for the Elder Scrolls 6, but I'm really hoping that they can stay away from this as best as possible so there's not as much controversialness in this game and that the game actually succeeds. Mainly all we're hoping is that if they do add in woke into the game, I really hope it's super limited and it's not in your face like a lot of things in real life. I feel like that's the big problem, that it's like in your face and you have no other choice to make. I hope that you can still have the flexibility to do what you want to do. Now, for all the gamers, we know Witcher 3 was an amazing game, one of the best games in the past decade. Now, we know that there's a certain game mode in the franchise of Witcher 3 that we really like that they added into the game, which was called Gwent. And there's been rumored that this is going to be into Elder Scrolls 6, a type of card game. Now, we know in the Elder Scrolls Online that they released the Tales of Tribute card game, which is something of similar to what The Witcher 3 did, but they're actually going to add it into the Elder Scrolls 6, an actual Elder Scrolls game, to make it more vibrant, make it more alive, more things to do in this game, which is going to be super exciting. Now, if you don't know, Tales of Tribute, which was in the Elder Scrolls Online, is a two-player card game that can be played with either NPCs or other players online. The basic goal of the game is to outwit one's opponent while creating a strategy from a deck of cards. This strategy-based deck builder may be newer to Elder Scrolls Online, but it has quickly become a huge hit among many of the game's players. It can be a real challenge that forces players to use some serious brain power in order to outsmart opponents, which also makes it really addictive. Now, if the Elder Scrolls 6 really wants to excite a lot of players leading up to the game's launch, then confirmation of adding Tales of the Tribute, or like a Gwent type game, would be an amazing addition to the game, and that would get our fans very, very excited. Now, I do not know if they're going to have a online type version like Elder Scrolls Online had with the Tales of Tribute card game, but I think it's just going to be an offline thing, but similar to what Gwent was like in The Witcher 3, but it's going to be really, really good. Now, we know that this type of card game has followed previous big production games such as obviously The Witcher 3, The Elder Scrolls Online, Red Dead Redemption 2 Poker, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Queen's Blood, Fallout New Vegas Caravan, Final Fantasy VIII Triple Triad. Now, moving on to the last leak we're going to talk about is the release date. And I know a lot of people are waiting to find out for the release date. We do have an Xbox event coming out this month, and we are very, very curious to know that if we're going to get our release date for Elder Scrolls 6, or we're going to get any Elder Scrolls New 6 trailers or news events, whatever's going to happen. In the recent leaks, they have been recently tied to the next gen consoles of release. So gonna be in 2027 or 2028, which I think is really bad for the franchise. They need to get the game out 2026. I do not want them to rush the game. If they come out and say, look, we are so behind, we do not know if we can get the game in 2026, we want to make you the best game possible, sure, that's fine. But the thing is, if they just keep delaying it, I really, really don't want that to happen. There's obviously been the past leaks of releasing in 2026 next year, but we really do not know. Now lastly, it is not a leak, but I would like to give a big shout out to the Skyblivion team. They are doing an amazing job. They just released the roadmap for 2025 and it's looking incredible. I cannot wait to get my hands onto the game. This is a team that's going to have an amazing success with this. We obviously know that the Oblivion apparently remaster is going to be happening, and I really hope that this doesn't happen, and I think it's going to fail to Skyblivion, because Skyblivion's team is showing you exactly how much they've done in their time of working on the game. What's this going to mean for Bethesda? If Bethesda are going to try and knock down Skyblivion or whatnot, that's going to provide a lot of beef within the community, and it's going to provide a lot of issues within the community. So I'll leave a link down below to Skyblivion's. Make sure to please go and support them and see if you want to volunteer, help them. If you want to make the game even better and help them out of finishing the game, they've got a volunteer link down below and you guys can go and help them and support them. But I appreciate you guys tuning into the video. I really appreciate the support on the channel. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.